TPUSA's America Fest 2022, and I'm with Susan Swift from the Vermont, oh my gosh, I was going to say Vermont Right to Life, because I worked with them so much this year against Prop 5. So it's the Right to Life League
in California. Right.
In California.
The Right to Life League. That's actually America's first pro-life organization. We were founded in 1967 by a group of doctors and lawyers and concerned citizens, and we went up to then lobby Governor Ronald Reagan in 1967 against signing the Bielenson bill, which was the first therapeutic abortion bill in California.
Therapeutic?
Yeah, that's what they called it. Abortion is as healthcare, right? And abortion is not healthcare. Abortion is a lie. Abortion is the intentional killing of a human being in utero. That's all it does. It actually doesn't save the woman's life. What saves a woman's life, if you're actually talking about real pregnancy issues,
something like that,
very rare things, you know what actually saves a woman's life? It's called delivery. And you can do that much more quickly and more effectively with delivery than you can with abortion, especially in the second or third trimester. That takes days. Abortion takes days.
Okay,
so abortion is not health care. That's a lie. That's just a Marxist commie lie. And that's number one. Okay?
Number one.
I'm just here to say, all right, so we educate about the truth of abortion. That's one thing
That's
we do.
one thing that is true.
Second thing we do is we fight bad laws in California. Yes, it's the most anti-life state in the country. Yes, we're still fighting against it. I've been up to Sacramento so many times. I think I'm the most hated attorney in Sacramento. They see me coming. They're like, oh no,
that's perfect.
She's here. You know
what? One of my favorite quotes is from this really offensive cartoon called Rick and Morty.
Okay.
And the main character in one of these things, he says, he's in front of a crowd and they're all booing him and saying, you're terrible, it sucks. And he goes, your boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what makes you cheer. And I just think that is one of the things that I keep in the back of my mind when I'm doing politics and people are hating on me. I know that I'm doing the right thing because I'm fighting against that.
Well, just think of these poor brainwashed young women who go out there and say, I shout my abortion.
It's so outrageous.
These are brainwashed, mind-numb, like drones for the state.
Yes.
They've been co-opted by the Marxist commies, and they believe that their fertility is something that isn't sacred. They should be protecting that. They should be making sure that they go out and have lots of babies, because what we're really looking at across the country, and I think the world, is really a form of population control, and abortion is one big piece of it.
We're seeing that.
Yeah.
And so now you're the Vice President of Legal Affairs.
Yep.
So what is your main focus? Like, what are you working on right now? Is it like legislation? Are you like taking stuff to the Supreme Court? What's your main focus?
Well, in 2022, we fought against the bad bills that they made, that they got through, about 13 different ones, including Proposition 1. California Proposition 1, it's like Vermont Proposition 5, or Michigan's Prop 3, but Proposition 1 in California is a little bit worse. Here's why I say that. Because it says the state shall not interfere with an individual's reproductive freedom in their most intimate decisions,
whatever that means,
including abortion and contraception. Now, what does that mean? Like you just said, what does reproductive freedom mean? It is not defined in the law. It is not defined anywhere in case law. We don't know what it means. We know, according to Proposition 1, that it includes abortion and contraception, but it goes beyond that, okay?
Yeah.
So now, we already have laws in many, many states in California against polygamy, against incest, against grooming pedophilia, all right?
Yep.
Well, gee, if I'm Uncle Joe and I'm a creepy guy and I like diddling 14-year-old boys, maybe that's my reproductive freedom.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
All right? What we're going to end up with is this is what is so ironic after the whole Roe versus Wade smackdown. Okay, we're now going to have judges in California, those guys in black robes, telling us what reproductive freedom is, thanks to Proposition 1 and 3 in
and
Vermont,
5 and 5.
Michigan and 5. Yeah.
So this is one of the things that just was so astounding to me when we spoke to the people who were proponents of Prop 5. They were pushing it.
The idiots.
Yes, correct.
God, just saying. Okay.
The question was like, okay, you guys do realize this bill says things like the reproductive freedom shall not be infringed unless state's interest. That there's all of these.
What's the state interest?
And the people who wrote the bill literally said it's intentionally vague. so that it will be worked out in the courts.
Right,
I mean, that
right.
is almost
Yes,
verbatim
yes,
quote.
yes.
It's intentionally vague. It will be worked out in the courts.
So we're giving
instead
judges
of-
the power over women's bodies. Again, thank you, Vermont,
and
California,
in Vermont,
Michigan.
it's 5 judges. So we go from hundreds of legislators deciding what a law should be, which is technically their
Right.
job,
Right.
to writing it so vaguely that 5 judges will figure it out in the end.
Yes, because vagary is helpful to the Marxist. That's all this is. So look, okay, so but yes, what we do, we educate against abortion. Abortion is not health care. That's a
Yep.
lie. We fight bad laws like Proposition 1 and all of the 13 laws that did get through, like AB 2223 in California that legalizes infanticide up through the first month of life. Yes, I can explain.
sorry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. And then the third thing that we do is in California, there are lots of pro-life clinics, centers, and maternity homes all up and down the state.
Okay.
They are the first responders, if you will, the first defense against abortion cartels, right? So they're
Yes.
there ministering to women, to abortion-minded women, saying, look, you don't have to kill your baby, we will help you. Well, who helps them, okay? If they need ultrasound equipment, if they need funding, if they need HR boot camps and corporate compliance training,
Oh,
who
gosh,
helps them,
yeah.
right? If Planned Parenthood has a problem at one of their clinics, what do? They pick up the phone and, hello, Planned Parenthood, and Alexis McGill, right? That they call, well, who do the pro-life clinics and centers in home in California
That's a
call
good
when they have
question.
a problem?
Yeah.
They call the Right to Life League. That's
Excellent.
it. That's
so
what we do.
if people want to donate, support, find out what you got going on, what's the website, social media, how do they find out more?
It's really easy. Right2lifeleague.org. Right2lifeleague.org. You can find our news and events. You can contact us and get involved. And we really do need more patriots in California because that's how we're going to end this. The way we're going to end it is not through legislation. We're going to end this through love by coming alongside mothers and saying, honey, you don't have to kill your baby. We're going to big sister you. We'll walk through you. We love you. We love your baby. And please don't kill your baby because that is a personal form of genocide.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And there are always resources. Again, abortion is a lie. It is not health care. It's just killing a baby. If we're talking about saving life, we're talking about delivery. We need to come alongside these mothers and tell them that we love them and that we can help them. And I think there was a really good line, I think it's Democrats for Life that says it. They are pro-life for the whole life.
Oh,
and that is,
I like that.
And the only way, look, think about what Reagan did back in the day. He outspent the commies, right? He just said, fine, we're having a Cold War, we're going to outspend you.
Yep.
We're going to just build more nukes and whatever. And it
Yes,
won. And guess
it
what?
worked.
The wall came down. So you know what we need to do in pro-life?
The
we need
same
to outspend
thing.
them.
Yep.
What we need to do is say, we're going to come along and we are going to save you so that you don't have to kill your baby.
Yep.
And that requires a lot of money, and that's kind of that's a lot of the problem. But hey, we're sending $100 billion to Ukraine.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
we just give me $1 billion in California.
Just
we
a
can
little
save
bit.
all the babies.
Well, and you know what's funny? That was my argument with folks. I ran for Congress this year, and in a state like
Yay!
Vermont, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And in a state like Vermont that's so pro-abortion, my argument was, look, I'm pro-life. I don't want people to have abortions, but I understand that you want them to. So let's say we leave abortion on the table, and I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to try to take it away from you. But can we as a state at least agree to fund both choices equally?
Right.
If we're going to give $1.5 million
Why don't we
to
give them
Planned
true choice?
Parenthood,
True choice.
$1.5 million to the
Right.
to the pregnancy resource
And
centers.
what you're
That's
talking
only
about,
fair.
hey, what you're talking about is called political incrementalism, and that's how we win.
And that
First of all, we just say, look, because right now in California, look, we have laws in California that say that it's called Community to Defend Reproductive Rights versus Myers. It's a Supreme Court case in California, okay?
Okay.
That said that this was back in the day, this is when there was a conservative legislature.
Okay.
And they passed a law saying we needed to spend more money for pro-life services to try to help women so that they wouldn't choose abortion.
Okay.
And the then very liberal Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. You have to spend equally. You must make sure that if you're spending for pro-life things, you must also spend equally for pro-choice things, right?
Oh,
Okay,
well,
so that
I mean-
Supreme Court, but wait, that Supreme Court decision still stands to this day. Do you think that the legislatures like Gavin Newsom and all of these pro-aborts have passed all of these laws? Do you think they're observing it? No. What they're doing is they're spending bills like SB 1245. They're spending SB 1142. It's all designed to drive for abortion spending. It is not
Wild.
equally balanced. If they would spend as much money on pro-life services and actual maternity services and birth services and postpartum care and all of that, if you would actually give women a real choice, more women would choose life. I'll tell you why I know this.
Culture.
Because of Alan Guttmacher, the Alan Guttmacher Institute. That's one of the data arms of Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
They did a study, I think it's 2014, and they found that 75% of the women, they're under poverty, okay, and 75% of the women who are choosing abortion indicated in that study that they would not have chosen abortion, but they felt that they had no choice. They're desperate, they're scared, they don't have means. So how about we give them the choice? Isn't that more fair of us? How about we just equally fund both sides and we let these women choose what's best for them instead of, killing their baby?
Well, and
incrementalism.
I think that is so important. This really is a matter of shifting the culture.
Yes.
It's a matter of moving away from the belief that every human life is not sacred, does not matter. That has been inculcated into us, I think, over a course of decades. And
yes, 50 years.
So
we have to value life. Life is sacred. Marriage is a holy institution. Family is worth defending, and that's what we need to protect, and we need to fund that.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Praise God. Okay, so tell everybody where to find you, on social media, email, donations, whatever you want to give them, links that they can share.
Just go to the righttolifeleague.org, righttolifeleague.org. You can find out news events. You can contact us there. You can also hit that donate button, buy us a cup of coffee. We really appreciate it.
And don't just donate to them. Donate to the local pregnancy resource center in your area.
That's where the monies go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because people want to know. Sometimes they're like, I don't know how my money's actually going to be spent.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's why in California, if you really want to help fund the pro-life movement in California, we're one of the places that actually does it. We're boots on the ground, and we're helping these. We know where the clinics are. We partner with them. All of the services that we give them are for free for them. So ultrasound machines, funding, HR boot camps, corporate compliance checkups, everything that we give them, we do for free. So that way you know where your money's going, that it's actually going to be used in a way that helps the pro-life movement in California, the most anti-life state in the nation, maybe second to Vermont.
I know, right?
So
we're in competition. We're in
right,
competition. All right, Susan, thank you so much for being with us today, and good luck here today, spreading the word, getting the message out.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you. And we're out.